The Holland Town Board gets estimates for a water tower renovation project. More details on that. Plus, the DuBois County Community Foundation has announced another new seminar for nonprofits. And this weekend's Southridge FFA plant sale is the subject of tonight's edition of Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. DuBois County Sheriff's deputies were kept busy with a pair of accidents that resulted in injury yesterday afternoon. The first accident happened at 3:10 p.m. along Club Road, just north of County Road 725 South. Deputies say 16-year-old Savannah Vogirl of Birdseye was northbound along Club Road when she says the left rear tire on her vehicle popped. The tire pop caused Vogirl to lose control of her vehicle. It then went left of center and then off of the west side of Club Road, where it hit a tree. The impact caused Vogirl's vehicle to roll over before it came to rest upright, facing south. Vogirl was taken to Memorial Hospital for treatment of pain in her head, lower back, and left leg. Her vehicle was a total loss. Ferdinand Police, Ferdinand First Responders, Memorial Hospital EMS, and Berg's Wrecker Service also assisted. Then later in the afternoon, 2 people suffered minor injuries in an accident near Ireland. Just after 5:35 p.m., DuBois County Sheriff's deputies say 67-year-old Charles Blanc of Jasper was westbound along State Road 56 at the intersection with County Road 500 West. Blanc told deputies that he thought he had the green light, but he really couldn't see the light due to the sun. Blanc's vehicle hit the driver's side of a vehicle driven by 15-year-old Emily Biggs of Jasper. Biggs was southbound on County Road 500 West and had tried to go through the intersection after she told police that she had the green light. Biggs and a passenger in her vehicle, Brian Biggs, complained of pain but refused treatment at the scene. A second passenger in Biggs' vehicle, Zoe Biggs, and Blanc were not injured. Blanc's vehicle sustained $4,000 worth of damage, though he was able to drive away from the scene. Biggs' vehicle sustained $7,000 worth of damage and had to be towed, according to deputies. This accident remains under investigation. Memorial Hospital EMS, Ireland First Responders, and a wrecker from Blesh Sales and Service also assisted. The Holland Water Tower is now set to undergo renovations. Last night, the Holland Town Board discussed the needed renovation work to be done on the water tower in a special meeting with Robert Curry of Danville, Indiana-based Curry & Associates. The project would likely be done in 2 steps, with the 200,000-gallon tower in Holland being done first for a cost of about $130,000. The low bid was submitted by Caldwell Tanks. Town Board President Tom Thacker says the town hopes to get that work underway this summer after a source of funding for the project is found. Work will include sandblasting the inside of the tank, followed by repainting. Additional work to be done will include outside coating and various other repairs. Now, the second part of this project would involve renovation work of the Stendal Water Tower. That came back at a cost of around $100,000 to complete. Thacker says that is causing the board to consider other options for water service in the Stendal area.
Now, as we talked to this engineer tonight, he had some thoughts. We had some thoughts on what we could do differently in the Stendal area, because that tower is so small. We struggle with spending that kind of money out in that area. We're looking at possibly, putting some kind of reducer pumps on the line and just doing away with the tower and a number of other things.
The Stendal Water Tower holds 20,000 gallons of water. In the end, Thacker says getting the tower renovation done now is important.
Right now, we're sending safe water to all the houses, but, if we don't do something with it pretty soon, we're going to have towers that are in pretty darn bad shape, and then you're going to really end up with some, situations where, the towers themselves may become unstable or, no telling what it could lead to from here. Plus, it may end up costing a lot more money if we wait too much longer.
The board directed Curry to look into other options for the Stendal Tower. Those will be brought back to the board at a later date. Road construction season continues across our viewing area, and folks in Perry County that use State Road 66 might need to seek another route. Officials with the Indiana Department of Transportation say beginning on Monday, April 28th, crews will begin reconstructing the intersection of State Road 66 and State Road 166 in the southern part of the county. State Road 66 is set to be closed between State Road 166 and State Road 237. However, officials say local traffic and emergency personnel will have access up to the point of closure, which is about 900 feet to the west of the intersection. All work is set to be done and the road reopened on or after May 4th. That is, of course, weather permitting. The detour in this area will use State Roads 66, 70, 37, and 237. As always, INDOT is urging folks to slow down, use caution, and consider worker safety when traveling in this work zone and other work zones across the state. 2 local candidates for office have received high-profile endorsements. Indiana Farm Bureau-elect has announced that it endorses Republican House candidate Mike Brown and State Senate candidate Mark Messmer. IFB-elect is the political action committee that represents Indiana Farm Bureau. Messmer currently represents District 63 in the Indiana House of Representatives, but he has announced his intent to run for the state Senate. Meanwhile, Braun is running to fill Messmer's seat in the House. IFB officials say both candidates understand how important agriculture is to Indiana. They say the endorsement is recognition of that understanding. House District 63 covers all or parts of Davies, DuBois, Martin, and Pike counties. Senate District 48 covers all or parts of DuBois, Gibson, Knox, Pike, Spencer, and Warwick counties. The DuBois County Community Foundation has now announced plans to host a marketing seminar for nonprofit groups. The seminar, titled 10 Ways to Pump Up Nonprofit Marketing Communications, is being held as part of the DCCF's Better Together series. The event is presented courtesy of Indiana Nonprofit Resource Network. Danielle Falconer, Vice President of Indianapolis-based ad agency Borshoff, will be the featured guest. The event is being held on May 6th on the Vincennes University Jasper campus from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Registration for the event is $15, and that includes lunch. Seating is limited, so folks should reserve their spot by April 29th. For more information or to register, you can call the DuBois County Community Foundation at 482-5295 or June Miller at 421-7482. With tomorrow being Good Friday, several government offices and other entities are set to be closed tomorrow. In Jasper, City Hall, the Street Department, and all utilities administrative offices will be closed in observance of Good Friday. The Street Department and Resource Site will also remain closed on Saturday. Other government offices to be closed will be Ferdinand Town Hall, Huntingburg City Hall, the street and utility departments in both communities, and all DuBois County non-emergency offices, including the courthouse and courthouse annex. Normal hours will resume at all of these places come Monday. Additionally, the DuBois County Museum, the Jasper Public Library, and the Ferdinand and DuBois branch libraries will all be closed tomorrow. The Jasper Library is also set to be closed on Sunday in observance of Easter. The libraries and the DuBois County Museum will be open for their regular hours again on Saturday. Finally this evening, the Milton-Madison Bridge over the Ohio River is set to reopen to traffic by later this evening for motorists to drive between Madison, Indiana and Milton, Kentucky. The Indiana Department of Transportation announced yesterday that the bridge will reopen to all motorists by 11:59 p.m. tonight, of course, weather permitting. The bridge temporarily closed back on March 11th. The reopening would come 1 week after construction crews finished sliding the nearly half-mile-long bridge 55 feet from its temporary piers onto refurbished permanent ones. INDOT says it's the longest bridge in North America to be slid laterally into place. The organization says there's still work to do on the $100 million joint project with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Thus, the bridge will remain a work zone with a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit for a while. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform featuring Southridge FFA. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.